Bask in his light and let it be. Let go, don't stress, and just be free.
All right, we're going to go and start recording. All right, good morning, everybody. We are recording, and we are in the Jelly Bean Accounting Budgeting Series. How do we take flight with our finances? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. Sweet. All right. By way of review, the first thing when we started this series, if you recall, we went to the Word, and so I think we go back to the Word this morning because we want to make sure that we have a firm foundation of why we're budgeting anyway. What's the importance of budgeting, and then because of our why, then that will encourage us for the long haul to continue budgeting throughout the rest of our lives. This is not a one-time thing, y'all. This is for the rest of our lives. We need to have an accounting of our blessings. The reason why it's so important in a ministry is that we all know where all the blessings flow, right? They all flow from God, and it is up to us to account for the blessings that flow through us. Does that make sense, Quinn?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go to some of the key verses that we dealt with. And we just want to rehash the foundation, and then we're going to get to the budgeting part. All right, let's see. All right, can everybody see this Bible verse up here?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is Proverbs. Thank y'all. This is Proverbs 6, and it's verses 1 through 8, I believe we went through. We're just going to highlight verse 5 and 6. Go right ahead, Queenie.
Proverbs 6, verse 5. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise.
Oh, goodness, this is Solomon talking. So I guess kings don't have to be politically correct. Solomon calling us a sluggard. Goodness. Today, how soft would we have to say that today? Like if we were talking to our children, this is Solomon talking, first of all, to his children. Oh my goodness. What if I say, go to the ants, you sluggards? What if I talk to y'all like that? Bro, what you think, man?
The faces would be all telling.
Yeah, that's what I just got in this room. All right, so we understand that. So verse 5 is kind of encapsulating how we are to get out of the snare of debt, this fowler's snare and the hand of the hunter. This is metaphors for debt, and we should have an urgency as a gazelle would have if they're in a trap to get out of debt, and we should have the urgency like a bird would have if they were in a snare to get out of such snare, the snare of debt. And then if we didn't know about how urgent we should be with matters of accounting, Solomon tells us to just go look at the ants and see how the ant even knows how to provision for the future, you sluggard. All right. All right, and then, so that was our Old Testament foundation, and then we wanted to have some New Testament foundation as well. And it brings us to Paul talking to the church at Corinth, and he's talking about we have some poor saints in Jerusalem, and I want you all to secure the bag, right? In how we say today, secure the bag. And But he says something I think that's very peculiar, that's very notable in that verse 2, and I have it highlighted there. But go ahead and read the entirety of verse 2, Queenie.
1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 2. On the first day of each week, let each one of you put aside something and save it up as he has prospered, so that no collections will need to be taken after I come.
Oh, no, Queenie, the parenthetical, you missed the main thing. That's why I got to highlight it.
Okay, let me go.
I got to get a better reader in here.
You. Again, verse 2. On the first day of each week, let each one of you personally put aside something and save it up as he has prospered in proportion to what he is given, so that no collections will need to be taken after I come.
That's important. We spoke at length about this tendency that we have in Christendom, and I just think it's, well, I don't think, I know it is. We are to give as we have an abundance to give. So we're supposed to give out of our abundance, not out of our poverty. Said differently, if we're underwater in debt, then we need to figure out how to get out of the fowler snare instead of worrying about how to, go and put ourselves even further in debt by giving money that we don't have to the church. I know this is new, and I know this may even upset some folks, but it's right there. On the first day of each week, let each one of you personally, this is talking to every one of us individually, this is how we're to give, put aside something and save it up as he prospered in proportion to what you are given. Okay, let me ask this then. Who are we going to put on the spot here? All right. Tammy, you there?
I am.
So, sis, if you ain't giving nothing, then what?
You ain't getting nothing.
Yeah, like, and I told a story before, and I'll tell it again. I remember when I was in church leadership, and a minister came to me, and he came with urgency about, I guess the giving was low at the church, and he was ready to do a series on giving. And my thing to him, Tammy, was, well, if you're gonna, Pastor, if you're gonna do a series on giving, you got to first do a series on financial management, because people can't give if they don't have it, and they shouldn't give. So that's what this verse is talking about here. And then to back up this verse, we didn't get a chance to go to the Romans part of it last time, but I want us to deal with this. This is kind of, so that Corinthians part was specifically to the church at Corinth. When you look at the Romans part of it, it's kind of a more of an expansive plan of his travels, and it includes Corinth, but it also includes that he's going to many different countries collecting money for the impoverished Jews. So let's look at 24 and 25. This is Romans. Oh, this is what? Romans chapter 15, verse 24 and 25. Go ahead, Quinn.
I plan to do so when I go to Spain. I hope to see you while passing through, and to have you assist me on my journey there after I've enjoyed your company for a while. Now, however, I am on my way to Jerusalem in the service of the Lord's people there.
Go ahead with another one.
For Macedonia and Achaia or Achaia were pleased to make a contribution for the poor among the Lord's people in Jerusalem.
When you don't see the thing highlighted?
That's what I just read.
Yeah, but why I had to tell you to read 26?
You said 24 and 25.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
following your direction.
All right, I stand corrected. All right. Get back on the faces. All right. So So Paul is giving in Romans his overarching plan for getting money to the impoverished believers. These are those members of the faith in Jerusalem at this point. It's still applicable today, though. So we are to set aside, so that means we need to account for our own personal accounting. Remember that in that 1 Corinthians. We have to give our own personal account of our money so that we can, as we prosper, so that we can set aside for those less fortunate. Is that a good telling? Is that a good explanation of those Bible verses?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now, hey, I see, is that Minister Brown and Sister Jeanette? Just saying good morning. And I think Von Coleman joined us too. Good morning, Von.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. All right. So that sets up our biblical foundation for why we must account for our money and how we get to the set aside part. Now let's get to the practical part of budgeting. So that, where are we going to go? We're going to go to, let's go to this PowerPoint thing. Let's see. Do-do-do, all right, our bean counting series. Look at that. Okay, so if you recall, we're going to be using You Need a Budget. We're going to be using You Need a Budget as our accounting software. And this You Need a Budget pretty much works like other accounting software, other online accounting softwares. There's some differences in how they apportion money, but for the most part, the setup and the moving around of bank accounts, adding bank accounts, and all that is the same. So we're just going to use this. If you choose to use another one, it's fine. But we do have incentives for you to use YNAB. Anyway, so let's go today. Recall last time we talked about how do you go about apportioning. What do we do? Categories. Last time we did how you go about categorizing categorizing your budget. Today we're going to talk about setting up your bank accounts and actually how you go in line item by line item and give each dollar a home, if you will. All right. Let's move on. Okay. When you first come on YNAB, and this is much like most budgeting software, there's going to be a way to add your bank account to this budgeting software. Been doing this budgeting for a long time. There was a time when you had to kind of manually enter each transaction, and it's very laborious. We don't have to do that anymore. Now we can just link our bank accounts to the budgeting software such that all of your transactions automatically upload to your budgeting software. And it kind of looks like this no matter which one you use. So you do add account, okay? And then next, you're going to come to something that says, do you want to do it manually or do you want them linked? We highly recommend that you go ahead and link your bank to this. We spoke before about comfort. I mean, I encourage you to get beyond the uncomfortable feeling of other folks, quote unquote, knowing your business or softwares knowing your business. Do the due diligence. Like I remember Verl talked about 2-step verifications and things like that. So do your due diligence with whatever software you use. But I think it's worth overcoming just for the ease of doing the budget, because we don't want to have anything. We don't want to have anything that's stopping us from doing the budget. So we want to make it as easy as possible. Okay. All right. So then we're going to choose linking accounts, and then you're going to do add a new connection. And then typically what's going on today, so this is kind of new over the last few years, it usually kicks up a Plaid interface, if you will. So Plaid is this software company that's used amongst financial institutions, and they do that two-step verification that Verl was talking about. In other words, it's putting up multiple gates so that your information is protected. So I would say nowadays, 9 times out of 10, no matter what software you use, it's probably going to kick a Plaid as a safety measure for you linking any financial accounts. Okay, so don't be alarmed if you see Plaid. Go ahead and agree with that. That's exactly what we're talking about, keeping your account safe. Okay, then when you do Plaid, then you got, now of course this is all personal. I just chose PNC because that happens to be the bank that we use for Lighthouse Marriage Ministry. I'm not endorsing any bank. Whatever bank you have, that's what bank you put in here. And then you're gonna put it in this little box here, and then it's gonna go and search for your particular bank. And then you just add the bank. And then it's gonna ask you your credentials as it relates to you signing into your bank. Now, again, comfort levels. Let me come out of this right quick, because I know this is something that may make folks feel uncomfortable, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable here. So let me ask a question. The idea of putting your bank username and password into a budgeting software, does that give anyone angst? Talk to me.
This is Tammy.
Yep.
I would say in the past it did, but I will tell you most most banks now, I guess they have their own software, or well, they give their own grace when it comes to any type of fraudulent stuff. So if I felt uncomfortable, I feel like there are things in place that I could quickly call my bank and say, "Hey, I've done something," and they will reimburse me whatever has been taken, and I can quickly diffuse, cut off all my accounts and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks for that, Tammy. Yeah, if there's something fraudulent, then all of these banks have fraud teams that are diligent at getting your money back. Now I don't know if you've ever gone through one of these. Tammy sounds like you have. I don't know, but hey, is Tremaine on? We got a banker in the family. Is Tremaine around? If
Y'all
he's
know
not, it's okay.
Tremaine.
What'd you say?
Y'all know he's asleep.
I ain't trying to bust my brother out. Let the
But
man sleep.
so wait, but I think I can speak. I will say this. Well, I'm sorry, real quick. Um,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm a Facebooker. I'm always on Facebook. Someone said, "Hey, do this and I'll send you $20." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Who are you?" I simply responded, "Who is this or who are you?" I cannot make this up. $20 came out of my account. I don't know how it was done. I immediately called my bank. I immediately cut my credit cards off. Another time was with PayPal. There was a phone that was purchased on my account. I immediately called my bank. It is not mine. It is not my purchase, and I was reimbursed all monies. But I've gone through it a couple of times. But what I love about the bank systems, they immediately, reimburse me my money. They do their own. They, like you said, Carlos, they have their own due diligence. They go and research or whatever. But I will say what my husband has told me, and he's a banker. Banks have insurance, and so when they lose money, they would rather give you your money back versus suffer losing customers, because being a banker is a salesmanship thing. They would rather pay that money back to you versus lose a customer, because without customers, without people putting their money in the bank, they cannot operate. So I asked Tremaine what was the largest amount they had reimbursed, and I think it was like over $5,000.
Hey,
Someone came in and cashed a check, and they just had to give them their money back. But for them, that's nothing.
Mhm.
So
man, that's a big amount to be fraud. I mean, to be defrauded out of. So thanks for that, Tammy. That's what we want. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this series anyway, y'all, right? I mean, we have experts in our ministry. We're blessed. So let's dine off of the fruit of our own ministry. Ms. Vaughn, you have a question?
Hello. I just wanted to add, make sure it's a traditional bank and not these banking apps, because they're getting hacked every 5 minutes, seems like, and you will not get a reimbursement from the bank. Real bank, yes, you will, but like Chime and all
Cash
these other,
App.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I know people like I don't cash out. They kicked me out saying I wasn't following the rules, and people was hacking my account, but I didn't keep money in it. So it's like, man, I was only doing that because that's what the kids use, but I use Zelle now because it goes through my bank. Like my sister just said, it's protected. They can see my transactions, blah blah blah.
So thanks for sharing that. I do use, some of those third party things, but to Vaughn's point, be very careful. I mean, Zelle is more protected because it's banks use Zelle. These other third party ones, just let the buyer beware. Okay, back to it. Thank you for that. All right, so this is where we stop. Because I can just feel that this may be a part where you get a little angst, and that's why we kind of did that off-roading, especially when it's plaid. I have had no problem whenever it's this plaid logo asking for your credentials, depending on what bank you're in, particularly banks. You heard what Vaughn said. We're not talking third party like cash apps. We're talking banks and credit unions. We really love credit unions, by the way. But yeah, banks and credit unions. And you heard what Tammy said. Banks and credit unions, they do have insurance. So if you feel like you've been defrauded, then report it immediately, and they have processes, procedures that they're going to go to. All right, all that to give you comfort in setting up your credentials here. All right, because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to do it, and we want you to do it. You got to do it. Okay, back to, you remember this? You remember our jelly bean accounting, right? So we separated our jelly beans into our give, save, spend, other, and spend debt categories. And that's exactly what we're going to do with real. So the jelly beans is kind of a fun way to show you about how to account for jelly beans in this case, the bean counting. But now we're going to do the actual accounting of moolah. All right. Now, this is inside of the You Need a Budget software, YNAB. You Need a Budget software. And that's just the one that we're using to give examples. If you recall, last time we kind of set up these categories. We set up the large categories, and then we even put some subcategories under it: give, save, spend on life, and spend on debt. And we kind of apportioned out all the different things that we may have to spend money on. Now, I want to fast forward as if you've already set up your bank. So you have two different main screens, if you will, that you're going to use with any budgeting software. One is going to be your ledger of accounts, and then another is going to be the budget itself. If you remember, I mean, those of us who are my age and maybe a couple weeks older, wink, wink. You remember we used to have these big ledger books where we actually had a book of accounts. Like churches used to have an actual like written ledger, and some families may have had, like grandma might have used a yellow legal pad where they literally wrote down every dollar that came into the house and every dollar that left. And whether it was on a yellow steno pad, y'all know what I'm talking about, steno pad. Am I using old stuff that people don't? Okay, all right.
No, I remember.
All right. Legal pad, like, go ahead.
No, I just say I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was that pad that my mama said, don't touch that.
Oh, yep, that don't touch that pad.
That's how she did her accounting.
There you go. And mama would put it on top of the refrigerator or wherever she put it, right? So that's what this is. This is that yellow legal pad, but in an updated form, okay? When we link our banks, it's gonna automatically take in all of these different line items in your ledger. This is called a ledger here. I just made up Taking Flight Bank, and I just put in some typical spending items. So the bank that we're using is Taking Flight Bank, but of course this will be your bank in here, and then the payee is all of the money that's going out or coming in. So here's some deals that we put in. We put in the Tuskegee University student loan. We got NRG electric bill, got Consumers Energy, Target, Under the Bridge charity. We have a starting balance. That's when we open our bank account. And then we got our payroll check from Blue Sky Airlines payroll. We got a Capital One Visa payment. All right, so this is how your ledger would look. Of course, it'll be a lot more. What's some other thing? We could put a few more spending items on here. And this everybody can chime in. What's some other things that you might spend money on?
Groceries.
Oh goodness, yeah, man, yeah, that's huge. Oh, you can give HEB a plug. All right. How much we spend on groceries? We got
$250.
Oh, I hope we didn't spend $250. We got Queenie. We got a monthly income of $2,400. We might want to modulate that a little bit.
All right.
125.
125.
All right.
Gas.
Oh man. Yeah. How can we not have that? Where we buying our gas from? Is that Tammy?
Jeanette.
Where
Oh,
we
hey,
gonna
Miss
buy
Jeanette.
our grass from?
Who you want to hype up here? You want to put Shell, BP?
I go to Kroger. I gotta get
Kroger
my little
gas.
10 cents discount.
That's a good one though, because we'll talk about that later. That's a good one because when you're doing your accounting, that's a good one to mess up as to what was it, groceries, was it gas? So anyway, all right, how much did you spend on gas?
Ooh, about $60 to fill up.
All right, we're not filling up Hummers here. We're going about 30. Don't forget, we're just starting out, y'all. Oh, I didn't give the scenario. My bad.
If it's
My
a
bad,
2-income family, it's gonna be 60 if you're filling up 2 cars there.
Yep, you're right. But my bad. Let me back up. I didn't give. I wasn't fair. I didn't give the scenario. We're making $2,400 a month. This is someone that's just starting out. All right. They're just starting out on their journey to wealth. So their income right now is $2,400 per month. Okay. It's kind of, we're trying to tie it in. Remember that Remember, what was it, Marco?
That
Oh, go
grocery
ahead.
bill is way too high for somebody that's just starting out. That's ramen noodle-ish kind of salary.
You gonna put them on ramen noodles?
Hey, you just starting out.
All
You're
right,
not ready.
let's get real then. I don't even know if they be at HEB.
They gonna be starving.
They might.
Jalita trying to starve
Jalita, like, let's get real. All right, $70.
for the month or this bi-weekly.
How much for the month, Jalita?
What you got on there? Let me zoom in because I'm on my phone.
$70.
For the month, yeah, that's about right.
Jalita ain't playing. We done
At all.
found a
Hey,
live wire.
my
We
daughter
found a live wire. Jalita
my daughter
got
is
that.
21. My daughter is 21.
Okay.
This is what it looks like for real.
Yep. That's where we at with it too. That's where we at with it. We kind of, I want us to simulate. Remember the couple that we did for the play? Was it Marco and whatever?
Yeah,
What was your name?
I can't remember.
You don't know your
That was
name?
5 years ago, man.
Tammy, you was there, right? You remember that time we did that play?
At center stage when we had the marriage retreat.
Was it a
Can't remember the
play?
name. It was a skit. It was
Okay.
a skit we did before we
Look,
went to
don't
the
be
park.
downgrading my theatrics to no skit.
You over here upgrading it.
No, it was a skit. I remember Jeanette, you were in the skit. Remember?
No, 5 years ago.
That's cold. I think you were my mama. That's cold-blooded. I feel like a motherless child.
That's an upgrade for me.
My own mama don't remember me. Oh man. All right, let's back to it. That was fun. Okay, what else we gonna spend money on? We're young, just starting out.
Are we
Y'all
on a
say
bus
stuff in there
line
too.
or we have a car?
Let's give them. They got a
What
beater.
gas?
Oh, we didn't do.
So that's a
Did we do gas? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
did
did
Kroger.
gas.
All right, go ahead.
Now, I was saying, if they're starting out, do they have a actual car? Because then there's a car note and insurance. But I was saying, if not, then they have to load a Metro bus card, to get started or something.
All right,
A
yeah, I know
lift,
that's right.
a budget for lift.
We're gonna give them a beater for a car, so they got insurance. Where they getting their insurance from? The general.
Yep.
And that
Jalita, you ain't gonna add them to your insurance?
Nope. She on that now, but she pay her own bill. She send your money. You grown.
Yes,
Send your
ma'am.
money.
I heard you. I hear you. We with you. I put $60 in there. What else? Let's get a couple more in here. Rent. Thank you, son. We got to live somewhere.
Good one, Chase.
Where you living, Chase? What's the name of your apartment complex?
It's an automatic draft.
I think you're gonna be living at Montage, my brother. I bet them rents every bit of $2,000 a month
Right.
over there.
You're gonna have 5 roommates.
In a 1-bedroom studio.
Right.
All right. How much we spending on rent? How
What
much?
about hair the beauty shop? Gotta get a
Oh, we
hair.
got it. You better buy some clippers. But wait up, how much we spending on rent?
Oh, rent? We gotta pay rent?
My
like
daughter
she
pays
said,
$1,400. That's a
You
1
mean
bedroom.
how much Section 8 gonna be? Oh,
Right.
The budget.
I gotta pay $700, but it's too much.
700, yeah.
700, boy. Whew, it's gonna be tight. We'll see what it look like. What else? Somebody else was saying something else to add? Oh, barber and beauty stuff. All right, how much you paying for your haircuts, Chase? You going to Mr. J's barber? What does Mr. J call it? What does Mr. J call his barbershop again? Blade. He changed the blades. All right, we're gonna give. All right, give Mr. J a pub here. Blades Barbershop. That's your homeboy in Brookshire, Mr. Brown.
Oh, he stepped outside. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Told me about you using that barber. Thank you.
Yep, that's Mr. Jamal over there. How much y'all might not be able to go to Mr. Jamal no more. So that
You gotta go once a quarter.
$20 for a haircut. All right. And you think you're gonna
You
have
want to
any?
see Wakanda?
All right, what movie theater you go? Oh, Netflix. All right, you think you're gonna afford Netflix, huh? All right, that's $10 a month. That's right. All right, what's some other stuff?
Utilities?
Carlos,
Yeah, Nick. Utilities, I heard. I put a couple in there already. I put electric and gas.
you said they're 21, right?
Yeah, they right. You know, they just starting out, Nick.
Okay, well, no, I'm just saying you have the miscellaneous for the stuff that they're not going to tell us about at 21. You know, the friends, the miscellaneous, the good time.
Dating
Right.
All right.
or trying to
All
take
right.
somebody out. They either getting cute or they either taking somebody out.
Oh Lord, what's some? I don't even know. Hey, Nikki, what's a club that we can put on here?
7140. Secrets.
7140.
7140.
Discover.
That's
Go
going way.
back.
That's back to our era.
Whispers.
Look, go back. You're right. Go back to your days. Discover.
Jubilee Hall.
Yeah.
The Red Rooster.
The Red Rooster. How much we spending on going out in a month?
Ooh.
How much you think y'all ought to spend on going out in a month? Boo.
They probably gonna spend about a good $200.
Ooh, y'all doing a lot of finger popping. $200, Nick?
That's a lot.
Time when
In a
they have
month?
a place, there's a party at their place. So that's what I learned when they start learning how to cook and this and that. They may start off partying at the crib and it'll grow. And then, these youngsters these days take these elaborate trips. They like to travel.
Oh no, they trying to flew somebody out, and they trying to get flew out, like they be saying. All right.
I
You
will say
laughing.
with teenagers, when it comes to going out, think about it. When we were young, that was probably the most experience we had when it came to budgeting, because we start calling around and say how much money you got, how much money I got,
Right.
So they're gonna figure out how much money they got to get to the club, how much money they got to spend at the club, and how we getting home.
You ain't lying.
That was the time where you really start. I don't know. It just dawned on me that was the time. I remember actually calling Trisha and saying, "Girl, we want to go, but how much money you got? How we gonna get there?" There was definitely a budgeting conversation if there was something we wanted to get to.
That's all right. That's all right. We're gonna get them a cricket phone. How much they paying for their cell phone?
They probably still riding mama plan.
A little placeholder in there.
But when they do get, they don't want you to check nothing, or have them on find the phone or find their location. They'll pay like $100. I think $100.
Right. Now that's a good point. Say what you said, Chase. Chase said health insurance. Now, I'm not going to do it in here because it's going to bog down the meeting. What I like to do is Let's see. There's a way to, where's the split transactions?
Right here.
Yeah. All right, can y'all see this? I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to bog down the meeting, but when I do my paycheck, there's a way that you can do it where you do what's called a scheduled line item. So you know your paycheck is going to be coming, every 2 weeks. So you can schedule it. And to Chase's point, what I like to do is I want this to show the take home money. So I take a look at my check stub and I take out everything line item by line item. So I would come in here and I would say, Blue Cross Blue Shield to Chase's point. And I would literally I would take out however much. Basically, I would make this look exactly like my check stub. You feel me? So that when what actually gets accounted for is your take home pay. Because otherwise, if you put that gross amount doesn't help you because you don't, it's not your spendable income. The other reason why I like to do this way, I make my income line item model my pay stub is so that if there's something that changes in my pay that I can see it. So if those numbers start moving around, it's like, wait a minute, why are they taking more for this out of my pay? So then you can kind of see it. That's a very good point. Thanks for that, Chase. I'm gonna take it out because it just we'll do the advanced course for that one, y'all. But that's how I like to do it. All right, this is enough today. Now, this is why we showed. Remember, we did the hold on, let me give you your visual again. Y'all know I like my jelly bean visual. That's why I keep going back to it. So now we got all our beans just kind of in one lump sum. Now we need to categorize them, okay? This is the main part of budgeting. So here's the categorization part. All of these budgets have a drop-down categorization. That's why we set up the categories first. You see? That's why we did that in order. So now that when we're going to a portion where our money goes, we already have the category set up. Okay? So that's 7140. Wait, this is more. All right, we're on the montage apartments. All right, so hopefully we got a category for that. And if we don't, we'll just add it. All right, so this is spend on life things. Here we go, rent and mortgage. You see, we already have a category set up for that, and then we just hit save. And now it's gonna be going into our budget as something that we can already see. So let's go to our budget. And then if we go to the rent and mortgage part, don't worry about the overspent because we never assigned a budget for it. Everything is zeroed out for budget. So everything's gonna look like it's overspent. Don't worry about that part. I want you to see how that rent actually went into our budget for the month. So $700 came out into our budget. So this is the compatibility. I don't know if that's the right word. This is the syncing. This is how your ledger is syncing with your budget. All right. 7140 club. Oh Lord. They still got the bottom line, Nick. Since we name an old club. Anyway.
Yes, sir. Still on
How
our
about
platform.
that? No, indeed. All right. 7140. I don't know we had a category for that, but let's see.
Entertainment or something.
Fun money. Fun money. All right. That's close enough. And if we wanted to adjust our categories, we could, but we'll just call that fun money. All right. All right. Student loans. We got, come on, Chase. Let's make a lot of noise. All right. That's going to be in a spend category, but this is the spend debt category of student loan. Y'all see that? The beauty of these budgeting software tools also is once you go through And once you give these categories, do the step of categorizing your spending. Once you do it once, then it automatically categorizes it for you. So every time in the future it sees Tuskegee U student loan, it'll automatically put it into student loan category. So you don't have to keep doing this. All right, but the first time you set it up, it's kind of laborious. All right, let's do a couple more just so you get the hang of it. All right, so we got NRG, that's the electric company here in Houston.
Electric,
You see it? All right, thank you. All right, electric. Cool. Gas and electric. That's where, so we didn't have a gas. So you can come here and say add category, and category name is, I like to say gas for home or something like that, so we don't get that mixed up with gas for the car. And that's going to go into the spend life category. You see that? You see the overarching category group was the spend life, and then the subcategory is gas for home. Save and save. All right, here we come with Jalita. They're going grocery shopping.
On less than $20 a week.
Jalita like, y'all better be making some ramen noodles. Did we put groceries? There we go. Save. All right. This one. Got a big category called transportation. We'll just stick it in there. All right. Target. What are they doing with Target? Gaming. They bought some video games. All right. Kroger, but this one is Kroger gas in this case. And that's why you got to do your budgeting regularly, because you'll forget. I know I do. You'll forget which Kroger this is, because usually those supermarkets, when you buy gas at the supermarket, it just comes up with their name. You don't know that it's the gas station. All right. Just call it fuel. You see how I changed the word? I don't want to get that confused with the gas for the home. So I call it fuel for the car. There's little tricks of the trade. All right, here we donated to the Under the Bridge charity. So we didn't, this young person didn't necessarily take our budgeting course yet, and they're, bless their heart, they're trying to give, but probably shouldn't be yet, but we'll see. All right, then Cricket cell phone. Oh, I have one? Okay, cool. Y'all really think y'all gonna be going to barbershop? All right. That's AT Vaughn trying to make sure y'all still got barbershop money. I don't know if AT Jalita, y'all might not get no barbershop. Jalita like, y'all better buy some scissors. I know I didn't have that category. Go ahead.
They be like fucking crazy. I don't like that uncut look.
You know. Yeah. All right, y'all following this, and then we're gonna do Netflix and chill with our girlfriends. But if y'all doing Netflix and chill, I don't know why y'all need to go to the 7140 Club, Nick. If they doing Netflix and chill, why they got to go out? They better invite the girlie to their house.
You know they got to go out with more than one girl.
That's why Nikki said it. Let's keep it real.
Miscellaneous, like I said.
Yep, that's why we put it in there. We call it streaming.
Yeah.
then we got our credit card, and that's gonna be it.
And Carlos, that miscellaneous can also include their lunches, or if they stop and get coffee every morning.
Hold on, I can't hear you too good. Your microphone's messing up.
No, saying, that miscellaneous could also include the getting their lunch, every day, or if they're spending on getting coffee.
Oh, coffee. Yeah. So I don't like miscellaneous because then it just, to me, it causes you to start not budgeting. Like it causes you not to be disciplined. Then you start putting everything kind of in like a miscellaneous category. So yeah, it's like a junk drawer. It'll just keep growing and growing. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a category. Let's just be for real. I mean, if it's going out, then it's going out. If it's restaurants, then it's restaurants. If it's whatever it is, just let's make a category for it so that such that we don't have miscellaneous anymore, because miscellaneous gets tough to discipline. All right, so now we have all these. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the restaurant. I would definitely recommend having a restaurant line item, especially if you frequent them, because it's very telling.
Yeah, you spend too much money on restaurants. All right, where they going? Where they going to eat? Hey, Jalita, where they eating?
McDonald's. McDonald's and Taco Bell, because Taco Bell got $1 menu, McDonald's got $1 menu.
So they spending $30 a month at McDonald's. All right, so we added that. Where is it?
Right here in the middle.
Yeah, we don't want to miss that because restaurants just grows and grows and grows. Dining out.
Force you to make some different decisions once you actually see how much you're spending.
Right. Then you start
going to HEB more often.
Yeah, you start going to HEB. All right. So now we have everything in this. Remember, back to the Bible verse, y'all. We have it right. Oh, and is it in Corinthians? Here you go. On the first day of each week. So we're biblical. This is telling that we need to be doing our budgeting continually. In this case, it says on the first day of each week, each one of you personally put aside something and save it up as they have prospered. So I'm going to go with that same recommendation, actually. At least once a week, you should be doing this portion, categorizing your ledger, at least once a week. Now, as far as the budgeting meetings for the family, I recommend once a month. But as far as making sure your ledger is up to date, that's this part here. Remember the yellow legal pad? That's what this is simulating. Once a week, y'all, because otherwise, once you start getting further than that, it's trust me, you start seeing stuff you don't even know what it is anymore. Okay, now let's see what this did to our budget. So we got, so you see here how, how it went in and categorized everything. So there's that $25 into charity. I don't know why it's holding this $50. Let me see what that. It's almost like we got money in the categories from some months before. Anyway, disregard that. I'll figure that out offline, y'all. But you look at these categories we did today. You see that barbershop. There you go, Vaughn. We're going to send them to the barbershop at least once a month. Here's your fuel for the car, this and that. Now, remember I said don't worry about the overspent part, because what we want to do is, like, next week, and we're kind of pushing it today, but next week, we're going to take it, we're going to advance it like 3 more months, right? I want us to make it not cumbersome, let's just categorize for a couple months. Before we start actually assigning a budget here, let's just see how our spending patterns go over a period of 2 months. And then we can budget. Then we can say, wait a minute, I didn't need to spend that much for fuel for the car, or maybe I need to spend more. You see what I'm saying? I don't necessarily want us to just do a shot in the dark on budgeting here yet. So the first step is categorization. And then once we do that, in a couple of months, we'll take a look at our budget. And that's what we'll do next time. We'll simulate as if, who's this, Marco and Nameless, Queenie, shame, you don't even remember your character's name. We'll go look up what the lady's name was on the skit. I call it a play. I don't care what y'all say. But we'll advance them for a couple of months, and then we'll see how they should actually assign a budget. So we'll just stop there. So today, by way of review, what we did was we set the foundation of why we need to budget. We talked about the urgency. We talked about the intensity, as if we're in a Fowler snare to get out of debt. We talked about giving. We are to give to the poor, but we are to give as we get. So how do we even know what we're getting if we don't have things categorized yet? So then we did the first steps of budgeting, which is to come up with broad categories. So we got the broad category of give. We have the broad category of save. We have the broad category of spending life, and the broad category of spending debt. Then we went and we added our bank account to the budgeting tool, and we set up our ledger so that we can see line item by line item where our money is going and coming from, going to and coming from. Let me say that better. How our money is coming in and how our money is going out. We see the flow of our money. Then once we see the flow of our money, we categorize line item by line item each one of our money flow items. Then we took a look at our budget. So we looked at our ledger, then we looked at our budget, and looking at our budget, we saw how there is a syncing of our ledger with our budget, and we stopped right there. Next time, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate going forward with this couple, Marco and what's her name, going forward, and we're going to recommend a budget for them. And then we're going to take it from there. All right, little by little, we'll get there. Any questions? What questions do you have?
Looks great.
Thank you.
And I want to remind, what was that, Vaughn?
So far, so good. You know, I'm the cheapskate in the group. So far, you passing, Carlos. Keep it up.
Oh no, sound like Jalita might have you beat. Jalita ain't playing either, so.
I probably do.
She
Yep.
proud. I like to call it. I like to call it frugal, Vaughn and Jalita. Nothing wrong with that.
So
Yes,
I want to remind
resourceful.
y'all.
We are resourceful.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been gifted by the You Need a Budget company. We've been gifted with 10 complimentary 1-year subscriptions to this software. They usually sell it online for $99 annually, or if you do the month by month plan, it's $14.99 per month. But because we are a 501c3 organization, and Carlos reached out to them to see if they could do anything for us, they were very gracious and gave us 10 free subscriptions, which we would like to gift to you all, whoever would like to use this software. I've had it out on the text string for a couple of weeks now. So far, I've only heard from Vaughn and Jeanette. So 2 of them have already been claimed. We got 8 remaining. So I'm gonna put it out there. If you want one, text me or send a response on the text string or on Facebook or whatever.
Wait a
or
minute.
On band.
I thought you was trying to get them signed. Don't get soft now.
That's right. You're right. You're right.
That's your rules.
That's
You
right.
do. But then look, y'all. See now, look. Then she'll make it like it's me. She want to be the good cop. She the one who's like, shoot, we got to get more people signed up on this band. We ought to make it where they can't get.
You're right. I forgot that quick.
Go on and tell it, Queenie. Go on and tell it.
So yeah, take that back. Don't reply to the text string. Don't send me a note on Facebook. What I need you to do is to sign up on our band group, which band has replaced our group me for Lighthouse Marriage Ministry. Sign up on band and add a comment in band that you want one of these free subscriptions. If you don't know how to get on band, I can send you the link. So in that case, just send me a text, ask me to send you a link so you can join the band group.
So the process, the process is sign up on Band, the BAND. This is an app that you can load to your phone or pad, iPad, whatever. So, and if you don't know how to get Band, you can send Queenie a text or whatever. But you go
gotta
on.
Make your request on Band.
Yep. Cousin Nikki saying send the link. That's a good idea. You can send the link on the text string. And Tammy says send the link too. I see y'all. Send the link. Once you sign up the band, then what?
Then, just like on Facebook, you go in and make a post. You just make a post to say, I would like to get one of the free subscriptions for YNAB.
All right, so that's a two-step process. Sign up on band. Once you're on band, ask for the YNAB. All right.
First come, first serve. We've been trying to hold them. Go ahead.
Did you get it already? Because I did request it.
I got yours. I got yours and Jeanette. Those are the only ones I've seen so far.
All right, so 2 down, 8 more to go.
So last call. After this week, we're gonna open it up to family and friends.
Last call. What you think? You must think you at the 4150 Club. This is a ministry, girl. Don't be getting all loose. Nikki, you heard my wife.
Listen, no judgment. No judgment over here because I was about to end it with the rest of it that goes along with that line. So no judgment. Last call, I get it.
All right.
But
No,
listen,
Yep.
you called on me. I still need to do I still need the link to be able to do a monetary giving. And I also wanted to know what is it that the ministry is doing for the holidays, as far as giving.
Thank you. Good question.
Because
Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, you are so welcome. At the point that we are in life right now, we are definitely blessed to be a blessing, and we want to bless somebody. We want to bless somebody in some type of way. And so, yes, what are you all doing for the holidays?
Amen. So, we are definitely planning to do our Under the Bridge ministry the first Sunday in December, and we want to make it really nice for them. Since it's the Christmas holidays, do a little bit above and beyond what we typically give. When we were there last week, we got some names, we got some of their requests of things that they need. So some of the key things is they need warm jackets,
underwear.
They need sleeping bags, comforters. Like we met 2 guys that actually live in an apartment close by. Like I guess they used to live in the tents, but they got moved into an apartment. But their provisions are still very sparse. So even though they have housing, it's very cold in the apartment. So one of the guys just asked for a comforter for his bed so he could stay warm.
And I just want to say,
shoes.
Shoes. They always ask. Yep, they're asking for shoes. Even like flip flop. Just any kind of foot covering. And thank you, bless you, Nikki, for reminding us about that, because this is we are blessed to be a blessing, just like you said. And those of you, and so thanks for the angels that are willing to give money. They're not even here in Houston, like my dear cousin Nikki. For those of us who are in Houston, I just want to encourage you, if you haven't had a chance to, come out to the Under the Bridge days, those first Sundays of every month. It'll bless you. I'm telling you. To just you're going there to be a blessing, and every time they bless you, they're just so beautiful. The people are just so beautiful, and it's just I don't know how to explain it. It's just a blessing. So I want you to partake in that, especially if you have some young folks, teenagers, whatever age around. Get them out on this too. It really helps their young spirits to kind of see those who are at the time less fortunate. So please come on out early in December. This is gonna be. We want to make it big, like Queenie said.
Yeah, and I like to bring them some warm breakfast, even if it's just kolaches or something like that, something warm, not just the prepackaged food. The other tip for if you have kids, since we're a 501c3, they can actually count this towards official community service hours. Like if you have to have service hours through the National Honor Society or some organization, and you have to have it documented through a 501c3. So that's a plus that they can use, to add to their community service hours.
Yeah. So and we don't want to not answer your question, Nikki. You were asking about ways to give. I think we're gonna continue to put it on that. That's where that help us out, Nikki, by signing up onto that band. That just helps our secretary work account. So that way we just have one way to communicate with everybody. So we're putting everything in one place. And we'll put.
That's fine.
Yeah, thank you. I know you help us out that way. And that way we'll just put the link to the Zelle, and then you can just use the Zelle to give.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I have Zelle.
All right, cool.
Can we get the approximate sizes that we need to that y'all
For the
looking
underwear?
for? Because it sounds like, well, I'm certain it's adults, just large, extra large.
Don't you put
and you can put it in band. I've signed up for band.
Oh, good.
Queenie's got some other apps she does for that stuff though.
I switched totally to band now.
Oh, you can do it all on
I
band?
used to do Sign Up Genius, but they got a sign up form built in band. Thank you.
Please, Queenie, come on. Sound like you got a frog in your throat. All right.
But yeah, in response to your questions, it's mostly men. Like when we go, there might be one or two women, but it's predominantly men. And sizes from medium to XX, just assortment of sizes, shoe sizes, probably starting at 9, going up to 13 to 14.
We're gonna have to really put it, Tammy, we're gonna put it on that band because last time we got some very specific requests and we don't want to forget. So we're gonna put it out there definitely. But I do remember, I don't know if that was Thibodeau or not, asking for shoes. We had a homeboy out there. Oh man, he was such a blessing, Tammy. You would have loved him. I don't know, was he asking for shoes? I can't remember if that was Thibodeau asking for shoes or not. But anyway, it's very specific requests. So we're gonna put it out on band so that we don't forget,
Okay, I'll check.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. Thank you. And thank you for your giving hearts. I mean, you're asking questions about giving. So bless you all, even for the thought of giving. Thank you so much. That's what I love about this ministry. What else? All right, with that, we go for, go ahead. Sound like you want to say something else.
Well, I don't know if I should announce it yet, but my husband's turning 50 in a couple of weeks.
The way she said it, it was like, announce what?
No.
Like she about to say she's pregnant or something.
So stay tuned. We're gonna have a 50th birthday celebration for him, and all of you are invited. So stay tuned for that. I'm just trying to finalize the date, but right now I'm leaning towards December 11th, pending my hall availability. Not anymore. That all up in the mix. Now he stuck his beak in.
Vanny, let us know. We're gonna try to get us a load to come towards that way.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep. And we're gonna get it Well, go ahead. We said too much. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, just stay tuned. Just kind of save that date, December 10th, December 11th.
Yeah. All right. Any other announcements? All right, cool. Thank y'all so much. Next prayer request.
Prayer request and testimony.
Any praise reports.
They don't on you, just be honest with yourself. Be honest.